Listen, I didn't sign up for 911 to get all of Chimney's backstory. He's a lovely character. But he has not done enough. He's not been the center of enough attention, and I'm listening, excuse me, I just put on aloe vera. He has not, a whole episode dedicated to Chimney before the episode dedicated to Athena Bernadine, really? Bobby didn't get this much respect, and he lost his whole family. The ghetto. I like Chimney, don't get me wrong, but... So if you were with me last week or with the show, you saw that he got stabbed last week by Ghost Whisperer's ex-husband. We didn't check on Ghost Whisperer at all this week, but we're gonna have to watch her run through the woods next week. They have completely changed the way 911 goes, and I hate when shows do this. Scandal did the same thing. You start off season 1, you've got this specific precedence. Scandal, for example, we're gonna do a different case every week. We're gonna solve this case. We're gonna solve this case. You know, this scandal has gone on, so we're gonna fix that scandal. Move on next week. Fix that scandal. By season 2, they had slowed up on doing scandals, and by season 4 or 5, they weren't taking cases hardly at all. So now we over here with 911, and season 1, it was, you know, we gonna operate like we operate. We gonna take cases. They gonna run out and, you know, put out the fires and EMT the sick folks and police the policeable and such. And then by season 2, episode 18, we focusing on Chimney and how he done got stabbed, and how Ghost Whisperer's ex-husband is out to get her. I didn't come to 911 for this. There are some shows that I don't come to necessarily for a super deep, super involved storyline. And this was one of them. I came here, we're going to do some cases. We're going to see, you know, catch some bad guys. We're going to put out some fires and go on about our day. I didn't come here to see Ghost Whisperer running through the snow and looking back behind her like a distressed white woman. And so Chimney, he got stabbed. He knocking on death's door. And so the whole episode was basically a flashback of his life, or his life as a firefighter, which I would think if I've gotten stabbed and I'm, you know, nearing death, you know, I see the Reaper standing over me like, what's up, dog? I would probably flash back on my entire life, but he just flashed back on his life as a firefighter. Okay. He was working at a karaoke bar, trying to hit a lick, basically, and somebody had caught on fire at the karaoke bar, and he put him out, and he decided, wow, I want to be a firefighter. So he went and became a firefighter. He had a little brother, not his biological brother, but there was a family that took him in after his mother died because his daddy didn't want him. Very rude. And that family had a son. So the son, you know, pretty much was like his little brother. His brother wanted to be a firefighter too, so they went in together. They got separated and ended up in different, precincts? Houses. So, brother was over at the other house, and Chimney was at this, you know, this house separate. So the brother come home, and he like, yeah, so we put out this fire, and we had to get y'all's life, and we was jumping from buildings, climbing in windows, snatching the people up, trying to catch them, and Lord Jesus, and Chimney ain't getting to do nothing because basically his entire house was racist, is what it felt like to me. They wouldn't let him do nothing, but while he was stuck in the house, having to clean up basically after a bunch of grown men, he was working on getting his stuff together. So they'd be out on fire. He'd be back at the house trying to put on his fire suit, honey. I don't know the technical terms. And he worked on his time and getting it done faster and sliding down the pole and yada yada blah blah blah. What else? Why my thing won't scroll? Oh, because I'm at the end. Well, at some point after this Rocky training montage that they done had, showing him, you know, preparing his life and trying to be the best firefighter he could be, a woman drives into the fire station. And, you know, before 911, I didn't really realize the firefighters were, you know, as EMT-ish as they were. I knew they knew a little bit, but I don't know if it's different around here or if I just am ignorant to the fact that firefighters, you know, don't just fight fires. But she drove up in there like she knew that the firefighters could save her husband's life. And, you know, she was like, my husband's having a heart attack. And The guy's like, oh, I'm, chest pain and my hands are tingling. And Chimney's like, well, is it just your hands or is it going up, all the way up your arms? And he's like, it's just my hands. And so Chimney talks him through this deep breathing exercise and, asked the man, where y'all coming from? What's going on? They went to a buffet. He ate all the food. And the wife over there like, shouldn't you get the pals and shock them? And it's like, how often do you see people sitting up and awake getting shocked with these paddles, miss? Like, how often? Anyway, long story short, the man had indigestion. He burped and he felt better. And Chimney was just like, you feel the pain and then you start panicking and it mimics the signs of a heart attack, but you're gonna be all right, you cool. And then, they go on, they hug him and they go on about their day. The crew gets back and Chimney wants to tell them, guys, the weirdest thing happened. They're not even listening. It was very rude. He calls down to Korea to talk to his daddy, tell him, hey, I'm a firefighter now. His daddy don't want to be bothered. I don't know who that woman was on the video conference that was very rude, but she was also very rude. We find out Chimney has a little brother that's, he probably my age at this point. He's a much younger brother. And the daddy's like, what you want? You need some money? What's the problem? And he's like, no, I just wanted to talk to you. Very rude. But the family that took him in, the mom was like, your dad's an asshole. He's an asshole and we love you. We don't like your daddy though. And you one of ours. You are our family. Forget that nigga over there. She didn't say that, but I'm saying it. And you find that he was very lonely, I guess you would say. When nobody talked to him at the fire precinct, and his dad was trash, that kind of thing. So you see, he only has this little family. Oh, sorry, my dad is texting me. The message popped up on the corner. So he only has this little bit of family, and that's like it in the entire world. That's all he got. At some point, he finally gets to ride in the ambulance, and on his first trip out there, there's a pregnant woman in the building that's on fire. They up there, and he sees his brother, and they give this, hey man, how's it going? And I looked at the TV and said, this is not the time to be handshaking and dapping. It's not that time. We're trying to save lives up here. We can't be hugging and hey brother, we can't. The woman is in there, she on fire. So the woman makes it up to the roof. And you can see that the roof is not stable because you can see little flames through the slots it was terrifying, truly terrifying. And you hear Chimney yelling, hey, don't move. But the woman's so disoriented. I don't know if it was smoke inhalation or what she was going through, but she was moving. And he hollered, hey, don't move. Stop moving. Be still. And Kevin runs and basically tackles her, pushes her out of the way because they could see the floor was caving in. He falls through the roof. Or I guess the floor is the roof. The roof and the floor the same thing at this point because they standing on the tippy top of the building. He falls in and you see the flames just eat him up, honey. Just eat him up. And it's like, oh, dang it. I mean, we knew Kevin was going to die because we ain't never heard of Kevin before. Who is Kevin? So we knew he was going to die, but it was a horrible way to die. Next thing we see is they at the hospital hoping for good news, but it ain't good news. Kevin's gone. And then we see the funeral, and boy, I was upset at that funeral. I didn't cry, but I was almost there. I had a little piece of a tear nugget in the corners of my eyes. As Chimney was ringing that bell, he was crying. I was like, this man is acting. Basically, we go on from there. There's a leak in the building. They let Chimney come on, out. There's a leak in the building. And basically, they don't smell anything. So when Chimney says, well, maybe it's gas, the chief is like, nah, it ain't gas. Shut up, boy. Basically. And then Chimney figures out, oh, no, it's a gas you can't smell or see. Because everybody had headaches. They had been throwing up. The people in the buildings was just real sick. So he hollers at the folks, everybody get back. There was a guy who had one of his members that passed out in the building. I'm like, because he said, well, where's the dude? And one of the teammates was like, oh, he in there. What? The man in there passed out. Why is you coming out here passing me talking about, yeah, he back there? Even if he wasn't passed out, why you ain't make sure y'all got out together? I'm confused. Athena Bernadine helps corral everybody. Get back. Only time we saw her in the episode. I was so disappointed. But then he runs in, grabs dude, has him up on his shoulders, runs out. As he's running out, the building explodes. And so he saved, Buddy's life. Buddy comes in after he done got all situated and such, and hugs dude like, you saved my life, and now he one of the boys. And it's like, but he had done everything up to that moment that he was supposed to anyway. He saved a couple of lives. He has perfected his craft, and he is a great firefighter. And just because he saved your life, now he one of the boys. We should be worrying about the nigga that was in there that told the boy, oh, he in there? Yeah, he in there, back that way. We should be dealing with him. Like, it's so great that Chimney is one of the boys, but we shan't forget that you were so disrespectful to him in the first place. We need to be canceling the one. Anyway, in the meantime, honey, he starts dying faster. We see the clock on the wall ticking. We see blood. He got blood on his hand, then he got blood in his coffee cup. It's just blood. I'm just like, ooh, the ghetto. Blood just all over the place. And I guess he's coming to the realization that he did, or is on his way to death. At some point, you know, we still in the flashback, we see the pregnant woman from the roof come in and is like, here's the baby that you helped save. And he like, no, that was the other Asian. And she's like, ooh, my bad. Casual racism, I'm so sorry. And then they go on about their way, and we still don't know if the man did or not, but we'll see next week. Somebody gonna rush to save his life while we have to follow Ghost Whisper around the woods. I don't feel like it. Like, comment, subscribe, and all the things the YouTubers say, and I'll catch y'all in the next one. Peace.